Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to week 2, Rung 3 of the Hobbit tournament, season 2, for restricted 90%. We have a good match today. Our competitors are going to be Flaming Lazer, mugen, and Origin of Chaos. Um, yeah, I think runners are all good to just go straight to the point where they're able to skip the cutscene, and as soon as they get there, we can start the match. On commentary today, it'll be me and Captain Paxo as well.
Hello. Yeah, looking forward to this one. We should be able to see a couple of really good races here.
My
All
dear.
of these runners have, improved over the course of the tourney already, so it'll be interesting to see kind of what that comes to in this match. Yeah, we do have a slightly different stipulation to what we'd normally have, in that for this rung this week, due to one of the runners in one of the above rungs, Loyalist, dropping out of the tournament, it means that there is no elimination for this match. It will only be the winner going through to rung 1 next week, and then second and third will be in rung 2, the bottom rung, next week.
Yeah, so as Origin gets to the point where he can skip this cutscene, I think the other two runners are good to go, so we're almost good to start. Alright, the runners are good to start in 3, 2, 1, and then skip the cutscene. Alright, yeah, definitely should be an exciting match. I am looking forward to see how Lazer is going to race. He's one of the favorites for the tournament, for sure. And mugen also recently PBing, Origin PBing. Should be a good race. We'll see how these
Largely
runners
once
have
I
improved
told
over the
you
past
everything there
couple
was to
weeks.
know about my
Definitely some potential for toss-ups. Anything can happen. So many one-try and difficult precise tricks in this category.
built deep within the mountain itself. The beauty of this fortress city.
Yeah, just moving through room 1 here. We'll see how this room is all about how cleanly you can like manage your attack animations and just move from each pillar to the other one.
Yeah, so I guess going into this match, we have some, I guess, PBs to note. So Origin currently sits at a PB of 27.42. Is definitely the underdog going into this race. Has that PB, got it in last week's race, so it'll be interesting to see if there is another race PB that Origin can clutch up and bring out. Mugen has a PB of 25.51, so about a minute and a half up the road. But, with tournament variants and the amount of skips you can miss, that's not too big of a difference. Lazer, though, with a big PB of 23.27, but very much underperformed in last week's race and is going to have a point to prove this week. We'll see them come up to the first big one try of the run, which is gem skip. What they'll have to do is jump dive with one of the characters and drop out while crossing a cutscene trigger. And by doing that, you're able to skip this entire room. Lazer has done something not very ideal there. And with that, mugen will take the lead, but Lazer very lucky to avoid not hitting the camera pan there.
Yeah, well, solid backup. It's a good thing we didn't miss gem skip. That would definitely put him in a bit of a rough situation. But yeah, all the runners very close up to this point. There is, maybe 5 seconds of variance between your average runner and like a really good run up to this point, but there's not going to be a whole lot. This next room, or actually this room forward, there's a lot of potential for new and different strategies. We actually do have a new skip that since the last time some of these runners did a tournament match, so it should be interesting to see if they end up going for that. Yeah, it looks like all of the runners are good on resources. Heading into the scripted build.
I mean, yeah, there's even optimizations you can strike in this build. I mean, all the pieces are they're always the same pieces, but they'll appear at a random spot around this kind of wheel of 8. So it takes a lot of kind of remembering which piece is next to know where to go for each one. And we can see Lazer gets a phenomenally fast build compared to the other two, and this room has so many like subtle time saves that Lazer, despite being behind on gem skip, is still going to come out of this with a solid kind of 15, maybe 10-second lead.
And that is where
Yeah, this room is definitely one that kind of gets slept on when you first learn. There's definitely a lot to it. We have barrier clip here for Lazer. We'll see how this goes. Using early player 2 movement to clip into the barrier before it forms, and he gets it very nicely there. Doesn't opt to double jump, not going for the boost. Saves around 0.2 unless you get the boost. So very smart from Lazer, very effortless. Mugen gets it as well. It looks like Origin misses, so that's going to be unfortunate. He's going to have to do the hover backup.
Yeah, I think Origin's well aware of this hover backup though, has had experience with it before. I can't remember if he was running this category before we even knew about kind of the old barriers, or the barrier skip method 1 try that we have. But if he was running kind of before that, then he'll be well versed.
He may have been. So it looks like Lazer is not going to go for the new skip in this room. There is a teleport door at the end of the room, meaning that you can do these gold jumps with 1 player, and it saves around 1.7 seconds. But I guess going for maybe a slightly safer option, something he's more familiar with. Mugen, it looks like, oh, he's going for the 1-player option. It does take a death in the gold, and that is some of the risk. He's also taking so many jumps that the skip doesn't really save time. You kind of have to do it in the same number of jumps to save time.
This is the door as well.
It isn't the easiest to hit. He's jumping too far forward. Or too high, I guess.
There we go.
There we go. That's actually going to give Origin some opportunity to catch up. Going with the safer option and hitting all those jumps first try. Yeah, he's only going to be about 10 seconds behind. Lazer makes it through Greatest Kingdom very cleanly with a 5:28. Not bad at all. I'm pretty sure he'll be fairly pleased with that. Now we'll see a decent run from him here.
Well, you say that, but he has been complaining about bush launch no end. Well, he was in the VC just before we started the broadcast here, so we'll see how he goes for him. He gets it first try. I don't know what he's been complaining about.
That's about the fastest bush launch that you can get.
Yeah, perfect height. Without getting the full river skip, that's kind of the height you want. Anything more than that, and you can lose time just waiting for yourself to fall. The Mugen and Origin getting Greatest Kingdoms just above 6 minutes. That's still not bad. I'd say for the level both of those two are at, that's pretty strong Greatest Kingdoms for a race.
Yeah.
Maybe less than what you'd want for PvP.
I'm pretty impressed with the 6:20 Greatest Kingdom with a missed barrier clip.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. It means the rest of the level went pretty cleanly for Origin. Mugen with a miss of bush launch. We'll see if Origin can kind of overtake him here. There we go, that one. Oh, never mind. This trick can be frustrating. It's sort of feel-based, and your camera and like steps and everything sort of depends to make this one work. He does end up getting it there.
And Origin gets it just
follows
after.
right behind.
Yeah, there's kind of too many factors with that one for you to always consistently be able to say, this is a working attempt, this one won't work. It is very much that feel of, especially on a first time setup, just trying to standardize as much as possible so that it would work. But then once you get to kind of your second, your third, your fourth times, it becomes a bit of just, you know, one of these times eventually it'll work if I just, you know, throw enough attempts there.
Alright, we do have sign launch here from Lazer. What's he doing?
attempted sign launch and
Adjusting his
then
camera. Yeah, decides just to. He's ahead, opts to just hover across the river. Definitely a safe choice to make.
and we'll see if Lazer avenges his gremlins from the week 1 match. He does indeed. Last time, or one of the races last time, he attempted to hit the door, load looking for proof, which is the massive skip that we do in this run. He attempted to hit that door, but unfortunately missed it. Oh, no, sorry, not missed it, but unfortunately the game crashed on him, which is a very rare thing that can happen, and the big time loss, because you have to do the entire out of bounds movement again, so it's about a 3-minute time loss for Lazer. Thankfully that doesn't happen this time, and it looks like he's played it pretty clean.
I am curious if he got that death. It looked like he just barely like missed the death to lose the studs, but oh, it looks like he did get 0 studs, so nice. Mugen here going for the sign launch, and it looks like he's opting to just skip it again. Same for Origin, actually opting to hover from the sign. Kind of just like 4 seconds slower, for not much reason, but I don't know, maybe it's safer because he feels like he's higher up.
Yeah, that's an Origin special trick that he goes for. I think he's the only runner that goes for it from that particular point. Everyone else just takes off by the side of the river, which I think there's like a very, very small place where you can get sloped and just cause a sliding animation, or you're not high enough and miss the thing. Yeah, Origin really struggling with the trigger there. That was surprising.
Yeah, he was too far left, but he barely got it at the end. He was like too low and too far left. But we see Lazer coming up on Birdless. This will be a huge decider here. We see an 8:51 exit from Lazer. Maybe not like the best ever, but sub 9, especially when other runners aren't going to even be getting sub 10. Don't think he's going to complain about that too much. Really, all that matters in this one is just Lazer winning the race.
I mean, yeah, that's it. That's the most important thing. I mean, yeah, we can give some differences between the runners here. So right now, on these splits, Mugen's only half a second behind his tournament PB. I think Lazer is 41 seconds ahead of his tournament PB, and then Origin's 46 behind his actual PB. So it's looking good for Lazer so far. There's a lot of stuff in the way, but Lazer did hit Birdless, which is also was a gremlin for him in week 1, so it's good to see that's been fixed. But yeah, just a reminder of the format for this category while we have a little bit of time. The winner of this race will get 3 points, second place will get 1 point, third place will get 0 points. And yeah, we will be playing 3 races, although if one person wins the first 2 races, we're not going to play the third race this time, because second and third don't matter for the overall tournament positioning. So the runners have agreed that we won't play out the third race in the event that one person wins both of the first 2. The Mugen here going for Birdless. Looks like he's got the setup good, just waiting 13-14 seconds before he can launch Gandalf. Origin will be doing the same, but choosing to wait off screen. This makes sure that Gandalf gets the right rotation, or is the right orientation to be able to build up this negative speed. That should be good for Origin as well. Nearly went too far down the back of the stairs and fell off.
You can't fall, yeah. But yeah, it's the same speed, just sort of a different setup. I guess Origin going for the original setup that was found. Now you can just sort of chill right next to it if you want to, but it doesn't really matter much. We can see Lazer is going to be heading into the boss fight here with the Necromancer Sauron. So yeah, sort of some downtime. See how this fight goes for Mugen and Origin. This is another room where a lot of people, there's a lot of micro optimizations that you have to pay attention to. You can actually predict the button presses on like these third attacks because the buttons that you have to press will never be the same. Another thing is that you can jump slam Azog here before he even grabs the other player. So that's another little micro time save. There's just a lot of little things, and as you get to see the higher level runners, you'll sort of see more and more of those little things to try to squeeze out every second from this category. And that is one of the coolest things. There's so much depth to the movement and the mechanics because this game is so broken even on 60 FPS. But yeah, even just a room that seems pretty simple like this, or even the one that Lazer is in, there is a lot of variance in how much time you can save in Lazer's room. It's very easy to lose 10 seconds in that room. A lot of people do. So you can see mugen just finishing up, and Origin on that last phase of the Azog boss fight as well.
Yeah, it looks like Lazer's going to be nearly 2 phases ahead of mugen and Origin by the time they enter the boss fight, which is definitely advantage Lazer, but that doesn't mean, you know, anything for sure. Lazer definitely is the favorite in this race and will be looking for revenge after last week's, but there's still a big possibility that any one of the other two can catch up if Lazer makes a big mistake or gets stuck on a trick for a while. I mean, it's definitely mugen's in more of a prime position right now, especially because I believe in On the Doorstep, Origin will still be going for the safer strats, rather than going for tricks like Fast on the Doorstep, which will lose Origin another 20 to 30 seconds compared to what mugen and Lazer will be churning out. But then of course it depends, because it's safer strats, it's way more likely to be consistent than what mugen and Lazer will be doing.
Coming up on the last phase here, or finishing it up actually for Lazer. It does pick up studs, so that's going to be an unfortunate 3.5 second time loss for Lazer. You do sort of have to be careful, take your death at the very last second, or really be careful to avoid some studs. You do see Lazer getting the stud bar in the status screen. But as the other players make their way through the boss fight, we definitely have an action-packed level for Lazer up here. Starting out with Icicle Launch. Looks like a first try from him. Very nice. Doing the fast movement with moving forward with player 1 while player 2 does the horse as well. Very clean. Did take a little bit of time to set the launch up, but definitely not going to be complaining about that.
And then straight onto another pretty difficult trick, Fast on the Doorstep. Seeing Lazer trying to get a setup here across this block and then jumping with the right timing.
Yeah. Very nice. We are just going to see no statue launch from Lazer today. Definitely a fair choice. He already lost some time, so this isn't going to be a PB or anything from him. So he's just going to finish it out safe, not take any risks. Just finish out in a fast and solid way that makes it pretty difficult to lose any significant time.
Yeah, I'd say that's a smart move given the circumstances. I'm not sure if Lazer's watching the stream or has an eye on it or anything, but safe strats, when you have the ability, you're ahead and you can like have the luxury and the space to be able to do safer strats, it's almost always worth going for. And we'll see that here with Lazer taking some element of safety. There'll be some strats which he'll risk, but he won't, I'd imagine, go for something like Toast Slide in this run. That would be pretty foolish to go for it, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. I do not think we will see him going for it. That honestly was a pretty clean on the doorstep. I would not be surprised if that was a gold from him. But
The last light of Durin's day had revealed.
It's a gold on these splits, but obviously don't know
Yeah, he
about
does play it.
Company
room
passed
splits
through
or
the
anything.
door,
Yeah.
through the secret door.
Yeah, Laser's on for 23 right here, definitely. Probably a high 23 pace if you can get a good inside information. And yeah, if you can get that, that's a fantastic statement to throw down after what happened last week. I mean, there's only 3 people in the tournament now who have times in the 23s. Well, Hamster obviously with a time in the 22s, but then just myself and Lazer are the other 23 runners. So any time like that is a statement time for Lazer that he means business.
The tales and songs fall
Yeah,
utterly short
well, we have
of
him
your enormity, O
moving
Smaug.
through inside info. Statue launch right here. Does get it first try, not bad at all. Origin opting not to go for fast OTD. I think that's pretty typical from him. Same thing for mugen, actually. And kind of an interesting choice. We'll see. Origin will have the lead coming up to the second half of room 1. And we can sort of look and evaluate Lazer's room 1 here. This is another room. This is probably my favorite room in the entire category. There's so much difficult movement and small optimizations you can do. There's so much depth that you can squeeze out of it, difficult tricks. And it's pretty much, it's all down to skill. It's just all very precise stuff.
Riddle maker.
Yep, and for all of the
Mugen
reasons
actually-
you've said, that's why it's one of my least favorite rooms in this run.
Mugen just kind of bleeding a little bit of time here, like activating the camera pan, just, losing a little bit to Origin on this execution of on the doorstep. Lazer hits chandelier skip. I'm guessing we'll see him go straight past coast slide spot and into the trigger. Yep.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No real surprise there. Yeah, Lazer will be heading into the unskippable cutscene, while Mugen will be just finishing off this on the doorstep. Origin had a clean on the doorstep. I think for the safe strats, getting sub 3 is a good sign. Especially this is what, 252 from Origin. That's pretty okay, but not doing anything risky. Obviously, when you're doing the fast strats, then you want to be pushing for a sub 2 time. But for playing it safe, yeah, it's not too bad. In fact, Lazer was complaining, or talking before this run, about not having had a sub 2 on the doorstep in a long time, and then pulls out a 158 in the first match of the tournament. That is some Lazer mentality right there.
So we have the unskippable cutscene here from Lazer, and I guess we can sort of look at those deltas. Mugen is now, what, 22 seconds behind Origin, so he's going to have to come up with some time save here. I think we are seeing some already, sort of just 1v2 seeing this first section of the room does save quite a bit of time. It's a lot plainer for Origin, already we're going to start to see some of that time save. We might see statue launch or statue skip here from Mugen as well, just to save 2 seconds, and I think some of these smaller time saves might compound here. We'll see if he does go for the statue skip.
Yeah, it's also worth saying on Origin side of things, Origin is on PB pace right now. Minus 14.7 to PB out of on the doorstep. So could Origin clutch out another tournament PB? To take second place in this week. It needs to be a 722 inside information, which is, I mean, definitely beatable, obviously, if you go for the faster strats, but it's the kind of time where if there is some inconsistency in launches, like some issues with one of the launches, it will be a problem and things will compound.
Now, Lazer did miss the launch, which is kind of going to make this launch a little trickier, but he does get it. Definitely could still see a 23 here with a fast jack launch. but it's probably a little bit trickier now. We have Origin doing a Chandelier skip. Opting, not to do the two-player setup, which can make it not 100% consistent like it is with two players. Mugen actually gets the launch.
Uh-oh.
That...
Oh, don't... Okay, yeah, let it fall. That is an
there you go.
insanely high launch.
I have never seen that before. It does take a death. That is going to kind of offset some of the time save that he had.
Yeah, I mean, you can theoretically get that launch and use it to do some kind of insane skip down to a lower level or something, down to the lowest level, but it's so difficult because when you're in the air, you just have no perception of where the floor is below you. I think the camera might shift a little bit. There's a multitude of things going on. Is Mugen going for Toast Slide?
He is. Sort of not really setting it up correctly. So the deceptive thing about this trick is that the angle is straight, almost straight down, and just a little bit of right. And a lot of runners try to go even with the the polygons on the ground, and it just doesn't work. Which is one of the things that makes the trick so difficult. We do have Lazer coming up on Jack launch. I think we might have missed the lead, but still a very solid first race from him. A pretty decisive win.
Yeah, a strong first race from Lazer. That's kind of what we expected as a bounce back run after the nightmares of last week.
Oh, and it looks like what do we have for the final time? Still at 23:55, so very solid from Lazer. One of the best times this entire tournament from any runner. So
yeah, that's third best tourney time, I think. Maybe third or fourth. I think you might have a couple of 23.5x's in the low, and then I have a 23.40. But Lazer coming in with a 23.55 is definitely, that's putting down a marker. That's a statement comeback after last week. Yeah, he's got to do it again though to, bring home the points. He's got 3 points, or will have 3 points to his name already, but still got to do it all again, and that's where we kind of test the consistency a little bit more. Meanwhile, we've got Origin and Mugen finding it out at the moment. It looks like Origin's in a strong position at the moment. Breaks the buddy up after the first launch, which I don't think is something I've ever seen before going into Lazer launch.
yeah. I was gonna say I thought he like accidentally left one behind or something, but no, just opts to unbuddy up in 1v2c. Gets that buddy up third try. That will give Mugen an opportunity to make up almost 10 seconds if he can get the setups correct for the first try buddy ups.
But also at the same time, getting Lazer launch does cement the potential Origin has to get a PB this run. 27:42 is the magic time we're looking for. So about a minute and a half from this spot. That seems like a medium to slow Jack launch. If Origin, can get that. So there's definitely some leeway for a PB here. We'll see how the final launch of the run goes. Yeah, got to throw these torches at Smaug first. Mugen having some real trouble with the first launch in the Grim though, to get out of bounds. Really struggling with it.
Sort of makes the mistake that everyone makes is jumping at when the players are sort of shaking. You wanna wait for them to stop shaking. Otherwise the launch just will never send you high enough. Interesting setup there. Does miss Los launch, and this is really going to leave it open to Origin to take this match.
Origin playing Jack launch safer than last time, just so he doesn't make another big miss like he did last time. Dropping in player 1 on keyboard, because it for some reason is way easier on keyboard, and gets the launch
And
first try.
I believe that will be a PB from him. Oh wow, just barely lands on the platform. Almost kind of a disaster there, but
27:06 from Origin. That is a 36-second PB. Huge from the Chaos Man. Yeah, absolutely fantastic way to start off the tourney or start off this match for Origin. Obviously, Lazer still taking the win considerably, but Origin getting second place with a 27:06 that's still very, very solid, a very good sign. Well, we'll see Mugen close this one out. Just got Brody's torches and then Jack launch. And we'll see how Jack launch treats him. It's been good for all our runners so far, to be fair. Lazer got it, I think, a couple of attempts, but then got it. Origin got it, I think, pretty much first try.
Yeah, he did get it first try. See, he does have that Lego piece in the way. Manages to push it out, and he should be good to attempt it now.
Yeah, relatively clean.
And in the end, it honestly might have been that launch all the way up into the sky from Mugen that kind of cemented his loss. I would still probably have lost, but definitely that was a considerable time loss for him. But 28-29 for Mugen, not too bad. Yeah, definitely an interesting first race here. But I think we are good for the runners to go back to the title screen and get to the point where they're able to skip the cutscene and alt tab out of the game.
Yep, and clear splits as well. We'll yeah, get started with this one. So yeah, leaving that first race, Lazer, of course, takes home the 3 points with a very strong tournament time. Followed by Origin getting 1 point for second place with that 36-second PB. And then finally, Mugen, no points from that race, but still a very strong performance. Start off. So yeah, it's well poised going into the next match, the next race. We'll see. All the runners are nearly at the point where they're ready, so I think we can count it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, all runners.
Right, yeah, I am excited to see what sort of times Lazer can put down. If he can do a 23:55, and it had a pretty considerable time loss, I would not be surprised if he's able to sort of pull out a PB on one of these runs.
I mean, yeah, getting a 23 is always a good indicator that the PB possibility is there. Lazer did have a couple of mistakes, but they weren't, you know, it wasn't anything major. Once you get down to a 53, you tend, oh, sorry, get down to a 23, you tend not to have any major mistakes. But it was kind of 10 seconds or so lost here and there. I think, for example, from what I remember, hitting the looking for proof door was a bit slow, and the inside of looking for proof wasn't great. You know, the Greatest Kingdom in Middle-earth was probably about 5 seconds slower than Lazer would ideally want for a PB pace run. But for a race, that's, like, absolutely fine, in all honesty.
Yeah, for a race, that'll basically do everything he needs until probably the semifinals. At the semifinals, I think it's going to get pretty intense. I think the runners are just going to keep on improving, and we have a lot of people that are right at 23 or just above 23. So I think like a 23 4x will be the sort of time to shoot for on most of these races to sort of cement yourself a win.
I think so, yeah. I mean, if we look at it now, we have Mega knocking on the door of a 23, we have Jack knocking on the door of a 23, Olive not too far behind them, Mugen's then next furthest, or next closest, and then Dedtra. There's a lot of runners with that potential to just go that step further, break the sub 25, then break the sub 24, and then start pushing these 23 mid times that Lazer's sat on at the moment.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of potential. I would think it'll be really exciting to see how many runners we can get to the 24 and the 23 mark by the end of the tournament. Right now we have 4 runners that have achieved a 23 time. But Jack is so very close. Mega is very close. Olive very close. And I would not be surprised if we see Mugen and Dedra. I know they've both committed to keep on improving and go for the 24 or the 23. So yeah, it should be very exciting. Everyone's improving. It's going very well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's kind of, PBs are one thing, but then race consistency is the other side of things. And what we saw in that first race anyway, and what we've kind of seen from Mugen in particular, is Mugen is a little bit weaker when it comes to playing close to PB compared to those on the same times around him. I mean, Origin obviously has just PB'd here. We saw this last week with the difference between Mugen and Julikos was in the third race. Julikos was just able to play that bit closer to PB to be able to take it. So that's definitely something Mugen can work on, and a lot of that is just cranking out meaningless no resets just for practice. And you know, the more no resets you do, the more you kind of don't get tilted by things, etc, etc, and the kind of stronger you'll get as a whole, even if that won't necessarily always be reflected in your true PB. The Lazer gets barrier skip, which is another big point for consistency, and we'll see if Origin can get it this time. Origin obviously missed it last time. And misses it again? That was a strange miss. It almost looked like he kind of half committed to going for it.
Yeah.
Mugen does get it.
That will get... Yeah, it's sort of similar to last race. Lazer sort of in the lead, Mugen hitting it, and Origin having to do the hovers. Let's see. I will be curious to see if we'll see Mugen go for the 2-second time save here. I guess we don't really have a name for it. Probably just one player gold jumps, but definitely the newest skip in the category.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Mugen right now, I probably wouldn't go for it. But then again, there's kind of two sides to it, because there's absolutely no pressure on coming third in this match, because of the unique situation that we're in, where both second and third will be going through, even though this is a bottom rung. So it kind of means that you can just throw a little bit of caution to the wind, go for these more risky strats, and we see Mugen going for it again. These are the kind of strats that Mugen might need, say, in the final match of the ladder, kind of week 3, part 2. If Mugen manages to get that far, then these might be the strats that are needed to be able to qualify in that 7th or 8th seed slot.
He does hit the trigger first try. Did he miss the gold jumps this time, or did he hit them first try?
It looked clean to me.
Okay, yeah, so that will save him around a second to Origin. Again, it did kind of look like when he was doing the gold jumps, he was doing a lot more jumps than previously, so to make that strat save time, you have to do the same number as you would with a single buddy up, but still, probably breaking around even with Origin, maybe saving half a second. You have Bush Launch here for Lazer. See, another first try, very nice. And that is going to leave the door open for him to sort of get a... This was probably the biggest time loss for him last run, was this split. He had a 3:22, which loses around 30 seconds to an ideal time for the split. Maybe 35, I guess. So with the sign launch here, especially with the 1 second save to last race, he could definitely be on a pacer here if things go well.
That looked like a jump for Bush Launch, though. I can't remember if this is something we have pointed out with Mugen before, just decides to jump in bush launch, and that just reduces the consistency so much versus just holding a direction.
Yeah, this used to be the old strat, was to jump for bush launch, and there's like a specific scenario where should jump, but it's only when you've been standing there for a while and you're not getting launched, and then if you jump, it'll work. But jumping in general will sort of not be the greatest. We see Origin does get it a little bit quicker than mugen there as well, if I had to guess, so you're going to save a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what Origin's pulling out right now, it's basically identical to last run. I mean, last run he had a 620 Greatest Kingdom exit, this run 623. Similar story with Lazer, had a 528 last run, this run 527. Mugen's gone from a 607 to a 556 though, so that's a trend in the right direction for Mugen. A lot of that was down to not making the mistake on gold jumps.
Alright, we have a second try sign launch from Lazer. That's going to save him around 15 seconds. Maybe even a little more, so... First try trigger hit as well. I think Lazer sort of is cleaning some stuff up here. We'll see how this inside looking through goes. Very nice in first try. Does go for the slower strat in here, but only lost a second or two, so not too bad at all. Gonna take the death to get 0 studs, and that was very clean from Lazer. This, I would not be surprised if this is the best, or one of the best, looking for proof exits we've seen all tournament.
822 is very strong. That is, I mean, that is mid 23 pace right there. So yeah, very, very good so far from Lazer. Mugen looks like fell down with Sam for a second while trying to go for the setup for sign launch. We'll see if Mugen has better luck with this this time. Last time just gave up and did the hovers.
Very nice. First try, very fast, a super high 1-2.
Very nicely done.
Sort of, he's jumping too far to the left here, I think. Also not quite from the top of the rock. I think it's advantageous a lot of the time to just take the half second and set up a good attempt rather than go for super fast. Still too far left. That's going to give Origin an opportunity to... Oh, Origin falls. Yeah, that's definitely a rough mistake to make. And with no sign, he's going to have to go from the normal spot, which is just going to save him some time anyways, so... Alright, birdless here from Lazer. Very nice. Yeah, I don't think Lazer will be complaining about this start at all. Mugen here with a sub 10 exit. See how this birdless goes from Lazer. Very low, sort of really has the timing down. The sooner you go, the lower your launch will be and the faster it will be. So it's faster on 2 counts, but if you go too early, trick won't work and you will lose a lot of time. So very nice there. Lazer executes the trick very nicely. And Mugen now with a 40-second lead over Origin, so we'll see if he can sort of keep that lead going, keep this race interesting. At the moment, it looks like Lazer is going to run away with it, but that was sort of expected. It's always good. Lazer is really performing to his potential here.
Yeah, I mean it is to be expected. We figured after Lazer had a bit of a nightmare week 1 that he was going to be out for a bit of blood, bit of vengeance on the comeback, and it's looking like that so far. I mean, both the other two are putting up strong performances, but Lazer at the moment is just 1 step ahead of them. Obviously still a lot of run left to go. Last time, I think both were in contention that if Lazer, you know, broke a box on Jack launch or something and didn't know a backup, both of them I think would be in a position where they could do something. We see Mugen missing Birdless, which will probably rule him out of contention for that position. Kind of scrambling around to do a backup now, which is very unfortunate. We'll see Origin try and do, well, not the same thing.
Looks like it's not even gonna go for bird skip. Or maybe he is, and he's just opting to 1v2C some of these in case he missed the bird skip.
I mean, I think from this point it's probably smarter, unless you're like fully confident with you remember or know how bird skip's working. I think it's just smarter to just do the full backup and not, you know, take the risk of going for bird skip and missing it, which of course then compounds more time because it is another one try.
Looks like he's not even gonna go for it. I guess that's a fair decision to make if you're not super comfortable with it, but that is going to just leave the door wide open for Origin. You can already see who's in the next room. Thankfully there's not too much left of this room, but definitely shows how understanding birdless and just even regular frog skip help you out in this room a lot. Does miss the overlap on this one as well. Not the end of the world. Yeah. So yeah, that will give Origin probably a 50-second lead if I had to guess.
Probably something like that, yeah. Which is very good confidence for Origin going into next week. Yeah, Origin definitely more of a consistency player rather than anything, and that's, you know, he might come unstuck in places where you need just a faster pace to be able to compete, but right now that's not looking necessary against Mugen. It looks like Mugen's making enough of his own mistakes that Origin's able to just chill a little bit more. I mean, we'll see. There's a long bit of the run left. But yeah, so the way this will work for this run, this race, as we have a little bit of downtime, is if Lazer wins this race, then we'll end the match there, because second and third will be going to the same place at the end of, the same place for next Rung. So there's no point playing out that third match. There's nothing to play for in that. All the runners agreed on that beforehand. So yeah, we're going to do that. But of course, if any of the others win this race, then that final place is up for grabs. So we will be playing out the third race. It'll be interesting to see if Mugen or Origin can come back in some way, shape or form. With the pace Lazer's on a sub 15 Necromancer exit, Lazer is on serious PB pace right now.
Yeah, very solid. A 1453 is a very good exit. We'll see how this launch goes for him. Does miss the first try, buddy up, gets it second try. Very nice. It does miss the same strat as last time, but definitely not too bad. He's going to lose a second or two here to ideal, but very nice.
Yeah, looking at it right now, Lazer's 1453 exit here is about a second behind PB's exit from the Necromancer, and PB doesn't have the best on the doorstep by the looks of things. It's a 2:08, and Lazer did get a sub 2 in the first run, so there's definitely potential for Lazer to sneak some more time save in here.
It looks like with that good fast OTD and no stashy launch, as long as this end room goes well for him, he is going to be primed to get a high 1-5x and sort of just finish this out. Maybe a very low 2-0x. But yeah, with a good buddy up here, it'll be time that'll definitely put him in position for even a PB. We'll see if he goes for the backup here.
Come on.
It is sort of interesting. I've seen a lot of people opting to go for this backup. It is considerably slower, but if you want to be safe, I guess there's nothing really wrong with losing the couple seconds. Lazer is also did collect the stud, so he is going to be losing a fair bit of time here. Probably around 10 seconds. Alright. But yeah, as he's finishing up, it looks like Mugen and Origin are finishing up with this boss fight. Origin about half a phase ahead. Actually just finishing. So yeah. Lazer with a 1709 exit. Probably not the 16.5x he was looking for, but still on PB pace here, I think. If he gets a good inside
Company
info.
passed into the mountain through the secret door.
Yeah, that's
Alright,
17. Sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say Origin is coming up on Icicle launch here. And sort of struggling. Setting it up with reversed players too, which is going to make it sort of weird. But yeah, I guess we can sort of watch Lazer make his way through this first room. I guess it's sort of an indication of how locked in a runner can be. So we'll see. Statue launch here.
The stupendous.
Or statue skip, I mean. First try, looks like a decent start. Mugen does actually get first try Icicle launch, which is going to save around 30 seconds to Origin, and just like that, they are not too far apart at all. Keeping this race close, I wonder if we're going to see either runner go for fast OTD again. Doesn't look like it.
I think in this position, Mugen should go for it. I mean, went for it last time and just wasn't able to get it. Origin, on the flip side, doesn't ever go for it. I don't know if he's learned it or not. I definitely say that's something for next week for him to definitely start learning, because he's gonna either rung, whichever rung he ends up in, he's gonna need probably something to be able to push ahead against the competition there.
Yeah, and Mugen is sort of struggling to get the buddy up here.
That's not enough.
And misses the jump too, yeah. Needs to hold more up. It looks like Lazer went for the launch and missed. I am not a huge fan, and Mugen is just going to opt to go for the... Just opt to go for the hamster safe strats here, and takes the death too. Yeah, really not great. I guess some fast OTD practices in store. But yeah, this is once again going to sort of leave it to Origin as Origin's race. Did he get ball? Oh, he did not get Ballin on the other side.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Mugen, but it will be a good sign for Origin. If Lazer does win out this match, then Origin putting 2 points into Mugen is a good sign for what will be the elimination run next week. So yeah, positive and on Origin side of things going forward. It's definitely some stuff to work on. Fast OTD probably will need to be implemented for that match, but it is a good sign. PB is probably not going to happen here. 32 seconds adrift from PB, but it could still once again beat his PB from the start of this match, essentially, which would be a good sign of progress and consistency.
Yeah, it sort of is. It is interesting to think about. Like, if I was Mugen going in, personally, I wouldn't do fast OTD and then just give up and then... Like, I don't know, it just sort of feels like a waste to me. I feel like you have to go with one strat and just fully commit to it, and I think that was a strength for Origin, honestly. just like he just knows what strats he's gonna go for, and he doesn't change that. And I think that's really suited Origin in this case against a runner who, I mean, Mugen's PB is what, 2 minutes, just under, I guess, because Origin just PB, just under 2 minutes faster. Mugen has a 25-18, but Origin is just showing that consistent race play really works here. But yeah, I mean, personally, I would think it's better just to go for fast OTD until you get it, or do the safe hover. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to be said for picking a strat and sticking to it, sticking to your guns. I think when you get into a race, it's very easy to kind of second guess yourself and be like, oh, do I need to do this to be faster? Do I need to be more consistent here? Whatever, whatever. But honestly, if you are in control of your race, then whatever happens around you will happen. That's something I've definitely been trying for this tournament, is just to, you know, stick to the pace that I want to hit. If I hit that pace, it's good. If two other people beat me that race, whatever. If I win by however much, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's still the same. Very much controlling what you can do on your side of things, rather than worrying about the other runners, which are out of your control.
Yeah, I will say it's definitely not done for anyone yet. Oh, Mugen does take a death there. I was gonna make a comment about Origin does tend to do a lot of these with one player, which kind of leads to him bleeding some time that Mugen could make up, but Mugen did just take a death there. I do think we'll see Mugen make up a little bit of time, assuming he doesn't go for the launch again, which I would not recommend, especially in a race setting, going for a strategy that's not like normalized, you know? I don't know, that's my personal opinion.
I think I'm with you on that one. And we see Mugen doing it again, going for statue skip, missing it, and then just going for the backup. I think that there's a lot of second guessing going on there, which would be good to be fixed in future matches. I mean, Lazer going for jack launch.
He did bleed quite a bit of time earlier, but still looks like a solid run from him. And it gets the buddy up, gets jack launch, very nice.
Might be another
that's going to be a solid time from Lazer. Yeah, 23 for sure. I think it's a lower 23.
23:46. Yeah, really nice from Lazer. That is second fastest time of the tournament so far. Second ever 23, or second 23 4x at the tournament. Under 20 seconds off of PB. Which with a high level PB like Lazer's is really good consistency.
Yeah, we're seeing pretty incredible consistency here. So very, very happy for Lazer. He's going to be happy with that. And it does come down to who finishes out this match. If we have another one, maybe we'll see another 23 from Lazer if Mugen does pull this race out. At the moment, though, I'd say Origin looks like he is set to sort of win this one, assuming no disasters. Just has to keep on doing what he's doing, just play the race out. And, oh. Yeah, see, this is the third example we've seen of Mugen. He's just going to go for a skip, and if he doesn't get it, I think he's just going to give up. But I think if there's a skip that you can choose to go for or not, you either just have to go for it or you don't go for it. Because there's no advantage to doing a skip, you know, you have 10% consistency with, and then just missing it, and then you just lose that time. Like, I feel like if you're going to go for a skip, you have to know you're going to get it, or at least know you're probably going to get it, right?
I think in this scenario, I can forgive it because of, you know, how ultimately, you know, coming second or third here doesn't matter too much. I think the OTD is much more of an egregious issue, I'd say, but right now you can just be kind of having a bit of fun. Obviously, Lazer's already finished the race, so you know Lazer's going up to the top rung. The other two will be going to rung 2 next week. There's a bit of you can kind of not take it easy as such, but there's no pressure on it, right? You might as well go try something like that, see what happens. Origin will be finishing this run out. I don't think this is PB pace, but it should still be a strong, maybe not quite a 27 from Origin. It might be a high 27, low 28, which is still very solid compared to Origin's PB. Like, playing within a minute of PB is still a decent enough run. But I think that PB will have to go down more and more as we keep progressing further through this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if he's able to continue to PB by like 40 seconds to a minute every race week, there's definitely potential, but he is going to have to keep on bringing that down the farther we get into the tournament. Eventually, he's going to be in a matchup with 2 people at the 23 or 24 level, and then a 27 just isn't going to be able to compete. He's going to have to be able to put down like a 25.
Yeah. I do have to say, it will be absolutely fantastic if we can see someone like Origin pull off an upset and qualify for the top 8. Obviously, Origin seeded 11th, lowest remaining seed in the tournament, but was one of the more experienced runners just in terms of volume of runs and time spent running this game, compared to most of the other kind of newcomer runners that we've had. So if anyone can do it in a race, I do back Origin, but you know, there's a lot of pace that might need to be picked up to come alongside that consistency. Gets a clean jack launch though, and we'll be finishing this up. Finishes up with a 27:38. Again, that is faster than the PB Origin had before we started these matches. So faster than the PB Origin had about an hour ago, which is really good from Origin. It's really good to see that progress. And yeah, that should be a strong sign going forwards. But we'll see Mugen finish this out. Mugen should be on for a sub 30 here, which is still good. Obviously had some issues with on the doorstep in particular, which cost Mugen a lot of time. A chunk of kind of inconsistency there, which, you know, is something you can only really fix by just playing more runs, doing as many runs as possible. And yeah, we'll see how that goes for Mugen. It's just got to throw the pine cones, or throw the flaming things now, and then do the torches. Oh, sorry, and then do jack launch. And we'll see from there.
The company passed into the mountain through the secret door.
Okay, yeah, we'll be setting up for this jack launch now. Breaks the right box, which is always a good sign. Got to move the debris out the way. And then we'll be doing this setup. Running, running player 2 and player 1 into kind of the same point, but then dropping the input with, or dropping the left input with player 2. And then buddying up. That was an unfortunate miss. That can just sometimes happen with the collision. See, going for it again. Gets it that time. And is this a sub 30? Not quite. 30:04. But still, GG's to all 3 runners. That was a good race. So that means on the points total, Lazer takes an unassailable lead from this one. Takes 6 points with 2 race wins. Origin will get 2 points and Mugen on 0 points. And because that now confirms the places for next week, the runners have agreed that we won't play the 3rd race. So that'll be it for the races today. But yeah, GG's to the runners. Hamster, what are your thoughts on those races?
Definitely an interesting race. We saw Lazer really come back, and he performed for sure. Going to be sort of a menace to play against coming into the top 8. So definitely a runner to look out for. I think mugen as well definitely has a lot of potential to improve even his PB, but just has to work on the consistency. And once the consistency is worked on, really, I think anything. I think he could be a top contender. And Origin as well, just has the consistency down, has the opposite thing, just needs to get some of the speed and the newer strats going. And once he does, he'll be putting down 25s as well, if I had to guess. But yeah, overall impressed, sort of what I expected. But yeah, it was a fun race for sure, and I think we'll have some good, maybe some more close matches coming up as well in the next week.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, absolutely. So moving on to that next week, we will have 2 matches in the next phase, which will be our Rung 1, which sees this race's winner, Flaming Laser, take on Julikos and Dedra, who came first and second in the Week 2 Rung 2 match. They will be playing it out for the 5th and 6th seeds in the top 8. So the top 2 from that match will qualify as the 5th and 6th seeds. The 3rd place will have to wait and try their best in one final race. In the elimination rung next week, we will have Mega, who had quite an unfortunate set of races to lose against Olive and Jack in rung 1 last week, versus our 2nd and 3rd place from this match just gone, Mugen and Origin of Chaos. But yeah, that is about it from our side of things. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, we don't have the dates on those matches at the moment because they are yet to be scheduled. However, if you want to keep up with keep up with when those dates are announced, then join the Discord server, specifically the Lego Speedrunning Tournaments Discord server. And yeah, any last words, Hamster?
nope, GG's to the runners, and yeah, we'll see you soon for those next couple matches.
Yep, fantastic. See you guys soon.